What's up guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be working on the Jeep Wagoneer with a 3-liter Hurricane engine. I have a major concern that I'm looking to take care of today, and I just noticed this. Inside the vehicle right now, I have the vehicle running. You can see there's a bunch of faults on the dash. I'm going to explain to you. Obviously the first one over there is for the door being open. That over there is for the sensor that's up front. That has not been programmed just yet, nothing to worry about. We have one for the washer fluid. Even though the tank is full, we put a brand new tank in this vehicle when we rebuilt it. We have the original components, so the washer pump and the level sensor, but it's still throwing a light. And we have a check engine light. You can see the temperature is currently at 80 degrees Celsius. This vehicle has been running for over half an hour. It should be at operating temperature right now, but it isn't, and that's the issue. So if you know anything about Wagoneer's 3.0 Hurricane engine, you know this is a very common failure. The thermostat on these vehicles tend to fail. And most times it fails in a closed position, which makes the vehicle overheat. In my case, I believe it's stuck open. That's why the vehicle is having a difficult time reaching operating temperature. And that's not necessarily good either. Like I just said, I've been very worried about this situation with these particular vehicles. I kind of messed up, and I don't want to say I messed up purchasing this vehicle, but I've been in this industry for a very long time, and I know it's never advisable to buy the first year of any vehicle. And that's what I went and did with this one. So I know there's going to be a lot of underlying issues that would need to be fixed, and that's just the way it is. And I'm not going to lie, this is a very, very great vehicle. I've owned a lot of vehicles in my time, and this is by far one of the best vehicles I've ever driven. The handling, the way it operates, everything is just, out of this world. But obviously, with a brand new vehicle or a vehicle that's new to the market, there's going to be issues, and that's just the way it is. Unfortunately, no one likes that. Neither do I. So let's stop talking. Let's get straight to work. Right, so obviously the vehicle is messy because we just came back from a huge road trip. We put about 6,000 kilometers on this vehicle, but I'm going to go ahead and show you. The thermostat is right over there. It's really very deep, and the service procedure to get this done is to pull the AC compressor, pull the water pump, and get the thermostat off that way. Significant amount of work. Obviously, when I rebuilt this vehicle, I can remember some things, and I believe I can get to that through here. I need to pull the fender liner, pull the tire off, and hopefully get all the way in there to access that thermostat housing. So I'm gonna try to be as quick as possible because unfortunately I have big plans. I'm gonna be making a trip tomorrow, and I need this vehicle to do that. So this video is gonna be very straightforward, and I will try to point out all the important things you're gonna need to know if you're looking to do something like this yourself. All right, that's off. Time to get the fender liner out. The fender liner now out, we can see a lot more that's going on in here. First, I'm not sure why there's a whole bunch of ice built up behind the fender liner. That's just ridiculous if you ask me. That's gonna form a rust in the future, so not good. But more importantly, let's get in there. So as you can see, I have the light pointing directly over there. And if I get in here, you will see that right there, where this big hose is, that's the thermostat housing over there. There's a lot of hoses and cable in the way, so it's going to be fun trying to get this repair done. But that's what it is. So you have one hose going through it over here, and another bigger one right over here. There's 6 bolts, from what I can tell, to remove it, and I'm going to show you what the brand new one looks like. So here's the part number if you guys are looking to pick this up. So this is for the standard output. I'm not sure if it's the same thing for the high output version of the 3-liter engine, but that's the part number. When I ordered this, I ordered all the necessary gaskets and seals I might need to get this work done. I probably won't end up using any or all of this, but it's good to have it. And in here is the culprit. This is what a brand new thermostat looks like. I've been looking for a diagnostic tool for a while for working on vehicles, especially FCA vehicles, and this bad boy from THINKCAR has completely blown my mind. Working on vehicles in general for the last few years or in the last decade has changed a lot. You can't do much without having the proper diagnostic tool to communicate with modules and ECUs, etc. And it's really frustrating, to say the least. So companies want you to bring the vehicles to dealership to get any and everything done by them. And that's expensive, as you guys probably know. But with tools like this that's made for end users, DIYers, that gives you the same factory or dealership level diagnostic capacity or capability, and you can do it all at home by yourself, in your garage, in your shop, it just evens the playing field. Now, this is THINKCAR's 698BT. It's a Bluetooth diagnostic tool, so it's completely wireless. You don't need to plug in any hard cables, and it really ups the game for you. You have a lot of diagnostic power. You have a lot of diagnostic capability and power without paying top dollar for the tool. Right away, we have a nice carrying case over here. So we're gonna go ahead and open it. Now, this is not brand new. I've obviously been using this for the last few months, and like I said, I have been thoroughly impressed by it. I have the main diagnostic tool over here. You have a charging cable, you have a connector cable, you have other connectors over here, and then you have different outlets for different countries and region, and your main charging brick over here. So it's a really compact tool, and it comes with everything you would possibly need to ever get any job done. The actual connecting module is integrated into the bag, so it completely reduces the chances of ever losing this, because it's always going to be with this. So I really like it. So quick power on. I have obviously connected this. I have set it up. If you just start it up for the very first time, you're going to need to do an update, set it up with your email address and all that fancy stuff. But all of that is done. So we're going to go ahead and plug it to the vehicle, scan some codes, and you're going to see all the issues I have to deal with on my Wagoneer. All right, so now we're going to head over to our Wagoneer. That's the diagnostic module over here. I'm going to plug it into the OBD2 port over here. We're going to power on the vehicle to the run position. And now, since we're working with a completely wireless tool, we can stand outside the vehicle, we can access it. So right away, we're going to go into diagnose, auto search. It's going to search the VIN, connect it up, and we can start doing some advanced diagnostic Jeep Wagoneer. So this tool is also set up for tech authority, so it auto auth, which is what's required to access any Stellantis vehicle's ECU. Usually a regular diagnostic tool, you would not be able to do that. But on this one, you're fully capable of doing that. That's the beauty of this tool, and I'm super impressed that you can get this at a very budget-friendly price. I was just talking about, to be able to access the ECU in this vehicle, so you have to unlock the safety gateway module. The auto auth is also through Stellantis, so all of this device can do. Since I have my information over here, I'm just going to go ahead and click OK, and it's going to process it. We're going to log in and we're going to access the ECU. And now you see over here, it says the safety gateway module has been unlocked successfully. And there we have it. The codes are all pulled up. You can see all of these modules are all okay. It's all green, which is what you want. But in my case, as you can see, it's found 35 DTCs. I'm just going to go ahead and clear all the DTCs, just so you guys know that this vehicle or this tool can do that. So with this diagnostic tool, you also have the option to go into special functions. That's where you can do a whole bunch of calibration, adaptation settings, different things. So you can see for the PCM, TCM, the SRS, the list goes on and on. There's so much you can do with a device like this. So if you guys are looking to purchase this device, I'm going to have a link in the description. I'm going to have a discount code for you guys to save some money while you're at it. So a big thanks to THINKCAR for sending out this device. Let's get back to the video. And right now in there, this is exactly how it's mounted from this direction. So you have a smaller one and a larger one, and you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 bolts to remove. I believe these 2 bolts at the other end is going to be the most difficult to get to, and possibly these 2 because of this outlet over here. So before we can get to removing this, obviously we need to drain the cooling system. All right, so before you go down and start removing the drain plug on the radiator, you want to remove both caps of both reservoirs so the coolant can drain freely. I am now under the vehicle, and depending on the Wagoneer you have and what package it comes with, there are multiple drain points. So right over there on the right side, so that's on the passenger side of the vehicle, you have a drain point over there. That's the cap in yellow. And if you have the heavy duty package that has the tow package and heavy duty cooling, you have another lower radiator over here, and that's another drain point over there. And then the one I'm going to be utilizing is the one right over here. There's one marked in blue. That's the lowest point of the cooling system. That's where I'm going to be draining all the coolant from. I've also made this little container over here. I've cut it up so I can fit it right in there, direct the coolant out this way into my receiving container. I am now going to get in here and attempt to remove this drain plug. Okay, stream of coolant coming out. I think this is going to be the best way to get it out slowly, because I feel like if I remove the drain plug, it's going to come flying out. So nice and slow. Let's wait for the coolant to be fully drained, then we can start removing the thermostat. And if you look at the reservoir, the coolant level is dropping. So This is working perfectly. I should go ahead and patent my little drain apparatus over there. No mess whatsoever. Can't go wrong with that. So I currently have the coolant still draining, but my goal is to go ahead and tackle, at least starting to remove some of these bolts and get it freed up. So like I said, we have one over there and another one up there. So I'm going to start with those two. There's two on the back end and two on the lower end. So we have our work cut out for us. Like, I know this is not going to be easy, but just to give you guys an idea, I have a super long extension all the way out over here. I'm possibly going to need to add some more extensions or remove some to get to the other ones. But this is how I'm able to get to it right now. Okay, now that I have that loose, I'm going to remove that extension and use a magnet to remove the hardware. Just like that. This was easy. I can't say the same for the rest of them. Right now I'm about to remove that's the larger hose over there. That one is out now. And then we're gonna work on removing the smaller one. And now pretty much same thing. I'm gonna use a vise, get it on the clamp. Got that unlocked. Now let's break this hose loose now. With the clamp removed, it should just come out like so. We have that out. And just like that, I have both hoses now removed, the larger one and the smaller one. Now getting to those bolts, as you can probably tell, it's not going to be easy. Not a lot of room to get any footage. So I'm going to quickly cut to it and you guys will see if I've got it done or not. So right now that's the thermostat housing you're looking at. And you can see all the coolant I'm currently losing. That's because I have removed this adapter piece. This is the piece that those two hoses connect to over there. And I had to do that to get to that bolt you're looking at right now, because this was in the way and there was no way to get to that. So when you do remove this, you're going to lose a whole bunch of coolant. Even though we have quite a bit of coolant in there, just by removing this piece, I removed both hoses and I didn't lose any coolant. But by removing this piece, I did lose a lot of coolant. So that's something for you guys to watch out for. All right, guys. So to get the last two bolts that's at the far end, I've pulled out the ball scope, and as you can see, I have the extension on it right now. That's the bolt over there. And I'm slowly trying to get it out. I have the socket on the second to the last bolt. I think to do this, you're gonna need a ball scope just to be able to get a better idea and get the additional light in there. And now I'm gonna go ahead and remove that final bolt. Right, and there we go, I just have it out. I always use a magnet to pick out the bolts just because I don't want to spend additional time trying to look for them in there. Well, because there's pretty much no room. So I just use a magnet, pick out the bolt, and now we have just one more remaining. I tried to avoid doing this, but it doesn't look like it's gonna work. So I'm looking to remove the turbo oil drain line, because there's no way to get to that last bolt. It's just impossible. And there you can, and now you can see the socket is currently on the bolt that secures that drain pipe in place. So I'm going to remove that pipe, and hopefully I have enough access to get to that final bolt. All right, so not the best footage because my camera over there is pretty dirty, but as you can see, socket is now on the final bolt. That is the way the extension is going, behind the steering shaft, right against the engine motor mount. I had to peel up or push up that heat shield on the motor mount and just sneak it behind there after removing the turbo drain line and all the way back in there. This is a really nasty work, but I have it secured on. I'm going to pull that and then we can finally remove that thermostat. All right, there we go. I just removed the final bolt. As you can see, nothing is in there anymore, and the thermostat should come out now. Come on. Okay, there we go. Okay, we're gonna need to snake this out somehow, but there it is. Oh my goodness, there it is. That is the culprit. Well guys, so now this is the replacement thermostat over here, and this is the one we just pulled out. The first thing I looked for was the part number. So the part number on the original one, let's see if the camera is gonna focus over here, 68361650AE, and then the part number on the replacement one, 68672901AA. So clearly this is an updated part. They look exactly identical. I'm not sure what exactly has changed. They look 100% the same thing. Probably, or more than likely, something internal has changed, has been updated to prevent this failure from happening. I just couldn't tell you what it is, and I'm not sure exactly how this has failed over here, because when I push on the spring, there is some movement. It's a very interesting design for a thermostat. I don't know. But enough talking. I need to go ahead and prep the mounting surface in there, clean it up, and then throw some lube on the seals over here on the gaskets, and then throw it on. And then since I pulled that turbo line over there, I have to go ahead and remove that O-ring and install a new one so we don't have any leaks in the future. And in this box are the other seals and O-rings I would have had to install if I decide to remove the AC compressor and the water pump, then the thermostat housing like the service procedure calls for. Right here, this is the part number for the turbo drain pipe. This is the O-ring over here. It's a pink one, so that's an easy way to know the difference. So it's the pink one that's going to be replacing the one that's over there, the old one, right in there. So you can see that color is slightly pink. This is the right one. I already confirmed the part number, so I'm going to be installing this on there. All right, the surface is now prepped. Time for the new thermostat to go in place. Well, now as you can see, I have two of the top bolts installed, and I have the bottom one right next to this bigger outlet installed. So I got 3 more bolts to install, and I figured I might as well show you guys what I'm using to get this work done. So I have one little extension over there, a longer one, another one, and then I have the wobble, or this wobble adapter over here. I did throw tape on all my extensions because I do not want to get anything cut in there and possibly lose it and have to start digging for them. So just some black electric tape at all connections so it's nice and secure. And this wobble adapter is a bit too wobbly, so I did throw some tape on it also just to get it more secure and more stable, and I could work with it all the way in there. So I think right there, this is the magic tool right here. And you're going to need something like this to be able to get to all the back bolts and the ones underneath too. So here it is one more time so you guys see exactly what I'm working with. Now I have to go back in there, install the 3 lower bolts, and make sure I tighten everything properly, because right now they're just loosely fitted on. Now I'm just about to install the final bolt. A quick tip for you guys: to get this done, I have found that it's best to install the nut onto the socket and just throw some tape on it loosely, and then this way you can get it in there. When you secure it, this just pulls up and the bolt stays in place. This is the best way to get it done, because you can't really fish this bolt in there, and then as well the socket, it just keeps falling out and you're gonna have a difficult time. So here's my trick. Well, now I have the socket loosely in place all the way to the back of the thermostat, and if I go on the camera over here, you can see I just loosely fitted it on, and if I start moving it, it spins and the bolt just threads into that hole. So I'm gonna keep doing this until it's secured, then pull it off and then tighten it with a socket, just like that. Now I'm gonna go ahead and remove the O-ring on the drain pipe. So there it is. I'm gonna go ahead and clean it, lube the new O-ring, and then toss it on. All right, and I'm just using new engine oil to lubricate this O-ring, because I definitely don't want to be back here anytime soon. That's the old one over here. You can tell it's slightly discolored, and that's the brand new one. So this is gonna go in. In there we are. Let's see if I can get this done with one hand. Last thing I want to do is drop this. Oh, it's close. Oh yeah, got it done just like that. And now this is ready to be reinstalled. That drain pipe is loosely fitted. It takes a bit of force to get it in there because of the brand new O-ring, but I'm gonna get that done, throw the hardware in. We're making progress. I have the larger hose connected, I have the smaller one about to go in, and I've installed the drain, or the bolt that goes to the turbo drain line. I did lose the original one. I had to go pick up 2 more, and just in case you guys lose it, I'm gonna have the specs over here. It's an M6 by 1 mil by 12 mil, and this is what my replacement one looks like over here, and it's good. I now have it installed like I just said. So now it's time to go ahead and install the other hose and throw the clamps on. And there we have it. Hoses are now fully plumbed and secured, so that's looking good. And now we need to go ahead and refill the coolant tank. But before I do that, I'm going to vacuum it first, make sure there's no leaks and it holds pressure. And then I'm going to fill it up, and we're pretty much golden. And here's the pressure fill kit. So I'm going to go ahead and pull vacuum like I just said, and then we can start filling it up. And to get this done, pretty straightforward. That goes in place. We need to make sure it's very secure. I'm going to hook up the air line. It's going to pull vacuum, and then we're going to get it up to -15 or -15. Close the valve, let it sit for 10 to 15 minutes, and then we should know if we're all good or not. Just so you guys can see this in action, valve open. And very simple, you just close the valve, pull out the headline, and just let it sit. Now while that's on the vacuum, I'm gonna go over to the other side, completely reinstall everything back in place, and then we're gonna be ready to fill it back up, because I'm pretty confident it's not gonna go anywhere. Well guys, it's been exactly half an hour. We're still exactly where we were before. So now I'm gonna go ahead and open the valve, and you're gonna see coolant flow from in the buckets all the way back in there. Just like that. And we're gonna refill the whole coolant system and probably top it off as required. Oh, that didn't take too long. Everything is all done. The cap is gonna go back on, and obviously we're gonna need to run the system and then top it up as required. And so with everything buttoned up, we're gonna go ahead and start the vehicle now, let it warm up and make sure it actually gets to operating temperature. And now guys, you can see the vehicle has been running for half an hour and we're achieving operating temperature no problem. The heat in the vehicle is now back to 100%. All of that is now taken care of, and I'm super excited about that. If you find this video helpful, be sure to like, comment, subscribe so you don't miss out on all the Wagoneer videos I'm going to be releasing in the future, or on the 3.0 liter Hurricane engine. There's lots of videos coming, so stay tuned and don't miss out on that, and I will see you guys on the next one.